Well, hi friends, I'm Brian Cosby, this is Provide and Protect, and today we are going to be doing a little bit of a review and overview of the laser level by DeWalt. And we're building a shed, and I put the first post in the ground. We're milling some lumber back here on the sawmill, and so I got one post in the ground, and you can see I've got some other holes here. And obviously this is on a grade that is steep, not steep, but it's on a slope. And so I want to make sure that the post here is going to line up, the top of this is going to line up with the top of the post up there on that top hole. This is going to be the front part of the shed. The shed will come out this way, but I need to make sure that this is level. Now, you can use string for this, and that's perfectly acceptable. And I've got some string with me, and that's pretty normal. But today I want to show you how I would use the DeWalt laser level. So let's get into it. So here's some of the equipment that you might need when you are using a laser level. And the idea is, here's the main level itself. And this is, just so you can see what kind this is the DW088. So that's what this is. This is a red line laser, and I know that the green line is better for outdoor use, and it's easier to see. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. I haven't had any trouble with this, but if I'm in direct sunlight, this is going to be very difficult to see, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But so it's a pretty amazing design. You got this little gyroscope in there, and it's self-leveling. Now, if it's really far off, it'll just kind of beep, or not beep, but it'll flash. But if it's near level, it'll auto level. And this is a cross. You can do horizontal beams or vertical beams, and I can kind of see it right there. So, and it can do one. There's vertical. It's flashing because I'm not doing it level here. Or there's the horizontal. Actually, let me just put it in here. So that's pretty amazing. I could do either one. So, which is nice because, you know, if let's say you're trying to hang something inside on a wall, if you're doing cabinets in a kitchen, hanging pictures, or you want all the pictures to be the same height, or across the living room, a perfect thing for this. But it's also good for what we're using this today. He got this swivel right here on the side, and it's got this magnetic backside, so that if you want to put this on a wall or any kind of metal, it'll obviously stick because of the magnet. And then you got this clamp right here that comes with it, and then you can attach this clamp to something. So that's a pretty nice, it's a pretty pretty hefty clamp that's on there. One thing I did learn, and I couldn't find anything about it, and I had to learn the hard way on this, is on the bottom. Obviously you can screw this into a tripod, which I'll show you in just a second, but the batteries, there are two going one way and one going the other way. So if I take these out, it looks the same in there. But the problem, if you put the batteries all the same way, it won't work. And you're going to think something's wrong with it. It's not. Nothing's wrong with it. But you put two in that way and one in this way. So that's one thing to note. And so when you turn it on, it'll be just fine with that. So heavy duty. It's got this kind of rubberized exterior outside on it. But the reason that it has this kind of high clear part up here is so that you got that tall vertical beam, that cross beam that's vertical. So anyway, so that's the main unit right there. Now this is the detector, and this will read a detection up to 165 feet away, so pretty far. It's got a backlight on it, so here's the on off, and you got this backlight, which is nice, this LCD backlit screen here. So if I turn this on, it'll tell me going up, or if I need to go up or down on this, okay? And it'll beep. And it'll give me kind of more of a solid beep when it gets closer to right on that line in the middle. and you can increase the volume here and there. So that's really nice. And this detector, it comes with this clamp, and the idea, you just slide this clamp down onto it, and it clicks, and then you get your measuring stick, your rod here, your grading rod, whatever you want to call it, and you can put this onto the grading rod and clamp that down, and you can move that around. So obviously this will extend up. But this grading rod here, I'll leave links to all this stuff down below. This grading rod, this one has a level right here on top, and a little bubble down on top. You can kind of see if this is actually level. You don't, so it's not like this. So that's kind of helpful to look at. So that's the idea. So, and we'll show you how this kind of works here in just a second. And then I've got this tripod here for the actual laser level, and just a standard basic tripod. But the idea is that you have a kind of a standard head for any kind of camera or something like that, and I can just screw this in, which I'll do here in just a second. It does have this quick release right here, so you can do this, take this off. I'm not trying to screw it in on the tripod. You can just screw it in using this, tighten it right there, and then put it back on. So the tripod is actually a really nice tripod. Now this, you got to buy this separate, but it's a really nice tripod. And so this is the whole purpose of this, of course, is for use with the laser level. I guess you could use it for cameras and stuff too, if you want to. But just these quick release levers on here, and has a level on it, so you can kind of make sure that this is level as well. Here's the head that can rotate. You can loosen this, and this will, you can raise this up. So that's nice, nice little feature. And of course, this part you can go back and forward. You can loosen this, and this part right here can also move. So it's a lot of adjustments on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this, and we're gonna go ahead and look at the post here and see if we can get that leveled up. All right, so I've just set the laser level right here. You can see the red line on this post, and the idea is that I'm gonna measure down, and it's right at 5/8 from the top. So what I'm going to do is go to this the rod over here, and I've got the detector on it. And so what we'll do with this is turn this on, and I'll put this in the ground and determine getting close. So I'm going to come up, down, right there. Hear that? So that means, I can turn that off now. That means that there is, and actually I can see the red line on there where that is. And so this tells me, at least to this line, it's the same as that over there, but I need to add 5/8 inch in addition. So for me, that looks like 1'6", and there's 5/8 there. So almost 1'7" with that additional 5/8 inch. So that's helpful, because now I know that's what I need to cut my next post to be exactly even level with the top of that other post. So that's how you use this. Is you set up a laser, and it shoots on one item that you have. In my case, a post. You go to another spot and turn this on. If you can't see it, so in broad daylight, you're not going to be able to see this line. That's why I have the detector. Now, if I had a green laser, you could see it easier, but I've got this detector that just tells me, you know, that this is where the line is. and I'll be able then to measure my next post and put it in at the right height. So the other way you could do this is actually just to cut 4 posts here, or the other 3 posts here, and longer than what they need to be, and then take the laser level and throw that laser line across all 4, or the other 3, and or if it's on the on this first one here, then just measure down from the top, and then you could just literally make a cut, just cut the tops off, all of them, at one time, and that is certainly a way to go. Now, for me, with the red laser, I would have to do it probably either earlier in the morning or when it gets to be dusk or something, and then just take a, I don't know, Sawzall or a skill saw or some other kind of saw, and just cut the tops off, and just have that line that's would be level across all 4. So that's certainly another way to go. Well, I hope it's been helpful for you today in thinking through ways to keep things level, plumb. You can use that, again, that vertical part of the level to keep things plumb, like vertical. And hope it's been helpful in your thinking through this for various projects that you have. We've loved this. And even just shooting grade on ground is just very helpful for things like this. Putting a stake in the ground, different places, and kind of seeing where that line is on those various things. So again, in the broad daylight, it's going to be really hard to see that line, but certainly when you are using the detector, that's really helpful. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful, and thank you so much for joining us today. And if you've not already done so, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you on the next video.